Attention bobsled riders! You will soon be embarking on a thrilling podcast down the icy slopes of the Matterhorn. So please remain seated, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the bobsled at all times. Auf Wiedersehen! Hello, yodelers. We are the Matterhorn Yodelers. I am your host today, Peter, with my co-host
Jackie
and
Japheth.
and back again.
Father Yodeler.
You're becoming a regular.
You're a regular.
You're a regular now.
Oh.
You're not like
Pay raise?
Yeah.
Pay raise. That's right.
Pay
We're gonna
raise.
double your salary.
All right, double.
and then
Guess
Double
what?
or nothing.
Guess what? You get to hold all of our equipment.
Ooh, responsibility. More money.
yes, you've just tripled your income from what it was
Oh,
before.
triple or nothing. Or nothing.
But yes, today we're gonna have some fun. We're going to read some 1-star reviews of Disneyland attractions, and you guys are gonna have to guess what attraction these 1-star reviews are. And I'm slightly editing them so that it doesn't,
It's not
give
a
away the
giveaway.
answer.
Sure.
So like,
Yeah.
Space Mountain sucked. Nothing like that. So. And it's funny, though, because when I was going through them, some of these attractions I couldn't find 1-star reviews for. And I was like, really? That attraction doesn't have a 1-star review?
So did you write one?
Some of them I
Do
was
we need
like,
to go in as Matterhorn Yodelers and write 1-star reviews?
some of them are like really old. Like some of them are like 11 years old, and it's all like, oh, well, that attraction's changed in 11 years.
We should do that. We should rate 1-star attraction like for the ones that don't have it for an
Right.
episode.
All right, so I've got the first one here. And these I got all from Yelp. These are all Yelp reviews. The first one comes from Kelly T. So, if Kelly T, if you're listening, we used your review.
Your voice matters.
Okay. The show isn't running, but there is a nice museum, and it's air conditioned for a quick break from all the madness.
Sounds like
It's Lincoln.
Lincoln, yeah.
That's Lincoln, and that was actually a 2-star review. There was no 1-star review.
AC
for
always
Lincoln.
gets you 2 stars.
Yes. If it has a chair, that's even better.
That's a 3-star attraction right there.
4 for
4.
me.
Animation building. It's got AC and couches.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
That's I'm sad when they talk about bulldozing things down over
Yeah.
there. I'm like,
Right.
but I like that place. That's my favorite place in all of California
That's
Adventure.
where I
I
go
know.
to escape.
All right. So next one. Used to be my favorite ride, but every time I try to get on it, it breaks down just before I get on, and there seems to be nothing they can do about it. What's worse is even I have a fast pass and can't even get a new one for the next 2 hours. Love Disney, but starting to feel like I need a refund from all this attractions that are down.
Fast Pass.
Indiana Jones.
I'm thinking Splash.
Can you read the first part?
Used to be my favorite ride, but every time I try to get on, it breaks down just before I get on, and there seems to be nothing they can do about it.
Yeah, I would say Indiana Jones.
I'm thinking Splash or Thunder.
Okay, I've got another one here for the same attraction. It says and this will probably solidify your pick here. So it'll just say, my least favorite ride at Disneyland. The queue walk seems a third of a mile to get to the loading area.
Indiana Jones.
There is an unnecessary amount of stairs. There is the ride that, if it can be called that. The theming is weak, dark, noisy,
Jeez.
can't hear much dialogue, and the animatronics are lame. The worst part of the ride is the vehicle. It is so rough and jerky, and
That's the point.
that it totally distracts from what's going on. I've been in car accidents that were less violent than this ride. It is actually possible to get hurt and bruised by the violent jerking around.
Which
I won't
there have been
argue with
many
that.
lawsuits about that.
They could turn down the motion by a third, and it would be entertaining enough. But as I find this ride far from entertaining, use your fast pass on something else. anything else.
I lost my glasses on that.
That's us.
But that was early Indiana Jones.
Yes.
They've toned it down.
This is from 6 years ago.
6 years. Okay.
So
But yeah,
Back in 2010, right?
there
Oh
is-
no, that's 2018.
there is an elevator if you can't handle the stairs. So that
But it was what their complaint was there were too many stairs. But
Yeah.
I think it's the necessary amount of stairs to go
Over
over
the
the
track.
ride. So
I was like, it's probably less amount of stairs for California or Incredicoaster.
yeah,
There's
that's
probably more stairs at
on that one,
Incredicoaster.
probably.
yeah, Indiana Jones. You guys guessed it right.
That was so funny. It's too jerky.
Animatronics are
if I was
bad.
writing a 1-star review, that would be something I would say about Indiana Jones.
Yeah, now I want to write 1-star reviews for all the attractions. now.
They're there.
And the Matterhorn
It's
Yoders
fun.
will be on
Some
every
of-
single one of those.
Some of them are joke ones, and I'm gonna end.
Sissy's gonna read.
It's
all
like
of
the
it.
sugar-free gummy bears where it gives people explosive diarrhea.
Right.
And people purposely bought them because of the 1-star reviews so that they could write a 1-star review of their experience.
Right. And so like it's funny like because like all the attractions, all the restaurants, they all have reviews on them. It's just the hard part was that most of the reviews that I kept finding were like the cast members were mean. They told me I couldn't be here. Sort of stuff.
that they had to go to Yelp
Yes.
to feel their voice was heard.
All right, next one. Amazing ride. However, I'll be honest. I'll be the honest guy that needs to shake off Tink's pixie dust and take off my honeymoon goggles of this ride's many positions. Amazing experience from start to finish. Great animatronics, projections, cast member roleplay, etc. This is a 1-star review so far.
Boy,
okay?
he's really building it up. I'm like,
Yeah.
how are you going to smack us down?
Okay. However, this ride is a disaster. People come out, and this is people come out of town, state, or country, and aren't. Let's see here. No, I'm gonna skip ahead. Our experience. Sorry, I'm getting rid of spoilers here. Let's see here. When we arrived, the ride broke down. It remained down for over 3 hours. The staff was
Jeez,
horrible.
that sucks.
The staff was horrible. They are clearly exhausted and frustrated with everyone asking them the same 2 questions. We interacted with Kate. Sorry, Kate. Let's skip. We're not going to talk about personal attacks. Sorry.
You and that mole on your face.
They're
Can
very
kick
descriptive
rocks.
of what this person looked like. So we're not going to go into that.
So
Yeah.
we're going to go to. We don't want to do cast member.
As I said, it was hard to find ones that weren't just about
I'm
cast
kind of
members.
worried about what kind of reviews are about the Haunted Mansion.
She questioned.
Jafar there was a real jerk.
She questioned why we would wait in line in the rain for over an hour to speak to us like we were complete idiots.
in
Listen,
the
lady,
rain.
if we are dumb and crazy, let us be. P.S. She would threaten us, saying we can't stand around the entrance of the ride because it was overcrowded and the fire marshal would clear us. I call BS because the park is always crowded, especially the same morning on Main Street waiting for rope drop and okay. Long story short, this place needs to figure this ride out. Way too crowded. Half the riders are return visitors, which seem unfair to the other people trying to get on. Staff was not nice and friendly. More personal attacks. The ride breaks down too often, and it takes over an hour to reboot and get running again. I don't care if this ride. Yeah, we'll just end it there.
Rise of
Rise.
the Resistance.
Yeah, it's Rise of the Resistance.
Going,
Wow.
I mean, I
it didn't
get
get it for a long time.
the employee's
I had it-
perspective of like you can't stand in front of
Right.
the exit.
The
That's
The
just
entrance.
universal.
the entrance, because like that area gets congested. There's not a whole lot of space.
I had a negative experience when I went. I left my hat on their attraction, and I go, hey, I left my hat here. Where do I go to talk to somebody about Lost and Found? And the manager's all like, why would you leave your hat here? And I looked at her and I'm all like, do you want to get smacked? Like, and I go, I remember looking at her going like, where's your Lost and Found so I can get my hat back? And I just repeated my question. She goes, you got to go to the entrance. I doubt your hat's going to be there. And I'm all like, you are not very good at this, are you? I just looked at her and going, don't be that guest. Just give her that look of like, you suck.
Yeah.
They were very helpful with my glasses.
They were very good with
They
yours.
were very helpful.
I did get my hat, but that was through the Disneyland app.
I did
not
get
the
my
attraction.
glasses. It wasn't until the next day. Made
Yeah.
fun driving home without anything else.
Well, I think I
Maybe
told you.
hard.
You're like, I'm gonna run and check to see if they have my hat, and I was like, they're not. You're gonna have to go to Lost and Found and put in a ticket.
Yeah. It's easier that way.
The cast members don't care enough.
I cared with people's stuff.
Yeah.
That was one thing I was nice about. I was like, oh, it's someone's stuff. Let me put it in the Lost and Found.
All right. Next review. This one made me laugh. You're probably not going to get it from this, but I just like the review. It just says, huh? You'll know what I mean when you write it. There's a reason the line is short. I just love that review. Huh?
Well, it's
I
not.
have another review
It's not
for it,
Monsters Inc. We'll tell you that.
Yeah. Line that's short. Okay.
All right, I'll give you the actual review. This ride is ruined by a bunch of easily offended parents trying to bubble wrap their children from everything. The joy of this ride was how bizarre and scary it was before Disney stripped out everything good about it to pander to people who probably don't let their kids say heck. If they couldn't handle it, should have toughened them up, not demand that Disney destroy a classic ride.
So
It's
you got
either
two rides that have
Pirates
been.
or Snow White.
I think it's Pirates or Splash.
I'm thinking Snow White is
I-
the only
White.
thing that
I-
had
Oh,
things
yeah.
ripped
Not so
out.
scary.
That's what I'm like. It's probably Snow White.
That's why it's short. Yeah,
That's the
Snow
only
White.
thing I can think of that got changed.
It's Snow White.
Yeah.
All right.
You got it. All right. Here we go. Next one. Boo. I don't like
That's
this. I don't like this ride at all. The line is always long. It's like it goes on forever. You wind around inside a very claustrophobic space until you can't stand it anymore. Once you get to the ride, it's all sorts of spinning, loud noises, and weird effects. I choose to ride alone, so I didn't have to spin.
I think it's Roger Rabbit.
It is
That's
Roger
it's
Rabbit.
Roger Rabbit.
Yeah.
It's got to be Roger
I hate
Rabbit.
that cue. I hate it.
I don't care for the ride itself either.
It says, honestly, all of Toontown could disappear for all I care. But this ride is the worst of all.
Nuke it all. Turn it into a parking lot.
I actually like it. It's great. If you get the right people in there to spin the right way, you can get great pictures.
Is that why
of
you
somebody
don't ever
else.
want to ride with me on this ride?
All right. I have one here. It wasn't 1 star, but I grabbed it anyway because I thought it was a interesting review. So it just says, one of those hidden and too often passed over places. This is something that all Disney buffs should visit at least once. Yeah.
So it's passed over, but Disney buffs should see it.
The animation building?
This is Disneyland
Oh,
Park.
just doing Disneyland.
Yeah. No
okay.
California Adventure. We'll say that for another day.
Okay.
Passed
Passed
over.
Oh, is it the castle walkthrough?
Sorry, I'm drinking. It is not.
What are you drinking, Peter?
I'm drinking.
I had to prep for this episode. I needed a little bit of help. Sorry. It is not the castle.
Okay.
I'm gonna say the storybook.
That one crossed my mind about the same time, but I'm not thinking it's that.
It's a place to be comfortable, and it's never busy at all.
No, it's not those.
If at least not to pay homage to basically the earliest beginnings of Walt Disney.
Oh, is it the on Main Street Theater?
The Main Street
Street
Theater.
Oh.
That was the worst review for that attraction.
Was it a bad review?
It wasn't.
It wasn't. They were
It was
just
a three.
saying.
It was a 3-star review.
Ah.
That was the worst review for the attraction.
Okay.
All right. For how long this was closed, I thought this would have more pizzazz. After long days in the park, I really do feel the stairs are worth what you see while climbing through. Likely a one and done for me, unless it is to see the cute Jane at the bottom.
Oh, it's Tarzan's treehouse.
Okay. Yeah.
It's the treehouse, but the new one. Because I talked about the refurb, it was closed for a long time.
Is Jane still there?
No,
No.
Jane's
No.
gone.
Is it just the Swiss Family treehouse again?
It's the Adventureland treehouse, inspired by Swiss Family Robinson.
And it does play the right music.
That's
It
all
does.
that matters.
Well,
Yeah.
because wasn't there a rumor that they're making a Disney Plus series? I don't know if that got canceled. But...
Who knows?
Yeah, there was talk of that. But yeah, no, the organ room is fun. That's probably my favorite room on the treehouse.
That was my favorite thing to do at night. Was closing the treehouse. Was to do the walkthrough, and I get to hear the music, and then the park was quiet because we walked everybody out. So yeah, I would be so sad if they got rid of the music for that.
It's back. It's back at Disneyland,
Yep. Finally.
and not just on a crackly phonograph.
I know. Not just an Easter egg anymore. It's actually a prominent sound in the park again.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next one. I did not like the ride at all, as it was far too rough, not enjoyable at all. I would not recommend it for anyone with back or neck problems. I don't even think it's appropriate for older children. Thumbs down in my book. It slammed my lower back into the seat, which is not well padded.
Oh, this is
Matterhorn.
Not Matterhorn.
I think
Thunder?
No, I think Splash.
Nope.
No.
Space?
Nope.
Slams your... Boy, Matterhorn slams my back. I have to sit
I
up
don't.
to
This
avoid
this
it.
review, I think you'll be surprised.
Is it Mickey's?
Nope.
Is it Pirates?
It's not Pirates.
We've done the big rides.
Is it like a kid ride?
For the most part, everyone can mostly ride it. There is a
Write
high
it,
limit.
write it, read it again.
Okay. I did not like this ride at all, as it was far too rough, not enjoyable at all. I would not recommend it for anyone with neck or back problems. I don't even think it's appropriate for older children. Thumbs down in my book. It slammed my lower back into the seat, which is not well padded.
Autopia?
Nope.
Oh, Haunted Mansion.
Nope.
Because it goes
Millennium
backwards.
Falcon?
Millennium Falcon.
My daughter loved it. She thought
Yeah.
it was fun.
It's either that or Star Tours. It's not appropriate for older kids.
Stick in the mud.
Yep. All right, here we go. Next one. The stellar review for this ride amazes me. If this ride had me only a 5-minute wait, then cool. I'd give it a 3.5. But really, a 60-plus minute wait in the hot sun? We decided to get in line about 30 minutes before closing, yet the line was still 30 minutes. Did it anyway. The line doesn't actually look long until you start to link your way through the maze, and they seriously made these things for 100-pound teenagers.
They made what for 100
The
pounds?
the queue space, so it's
Oh.
very small.
Gotcha.
Combining for them. What has a
What's
narrow
Peter
queue?
Pan?
Yeah, I'm Peter Pan, Alice, one of those.
Yeah, it's definitely Peter
It's
Pan.
Peter Pan.
But if you're going 30 minutes before close, you're not in the sun.
right?
Yeah.
They did conclude saying, anyway, this ride took about 125 seconds. Then waiting in line for about an hour. Totally not worth it.
I can agree with that.
It is worth it. That is magic.
I think it is the most magical ride.
Yes. In fantasy.
You're in a ship and you're flying over London and you go across the room in Captain Hook's like ship. That is a fun magical ride for kids.
Yep.
Jackie's like, nah.
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 It's something that me, Father Yoder, and I always disagree on is Peter Pan.
When I took my daughter to Disneyland for the first time, I made sure we rode Peter Pan. Even though I knew it was going to be the same at Disneyland here, I knew it was just like, I have to ride it with her because I know this is a magical ride for a kid to
Right.
experience.
It is. I would agree with that.
But Jackie's like, nah.
I'll have Grandpa take my kid.
You
I'll
wait in
take
line.
Ezra.
Yeah.
I'll take Ezra.
All right. From looking at this attraction from afar, it looks beautiful and would be fun. Looks are deceiving. As it is hard to board and deboard, especially if plus sized. Additionally, you are crammed there and you go around for a while. Somehow I get convinced to try it every couple of years and show the person why I detest this attraction. If you're an adult without kids, do yourself a favor and skip this ride.
Oh, is it this? I would just think it's a storybook ride. Because you're getting on the boat and getting off. Or maybe it's the train ride. The Casey Jr. ride.
Read it one more time.
Give me a second. I
Yeah.
have to go back to it.
We were stuck in Peter Pan.
Yeah, sorry.
All right. From looking at this attraction from afar, it looks beautiful and it would be fun. Looks are deceiving. As an attraction, it is hard to board and deboard, especially if plus sized. Additionally, you are crammed there and you go around for a while. Somehow I get convinced to try it every couple years and show that the person why I detest this attraction. If you're an adult without kids, do yourself a favor and skip this ride.
It's storybook.
Storybook or Casey Jr. It's one of those two.
It is not.
Oh, wow.
Oh. Okay.
Ooh, is it the Nemo ride?
It is the Nemo ride.
Oh.
Okay, yeah. I can see
yeah,
that.
okay.
I hate that ride.
It's the one attraction Mark
It
hasn't
looks
been
beautiful, right?
on. It does, yes.
I just think of everyone's eating each other's farts in that stupid submarine.
I'm okay with the ride. The line sometimes may make it not worth it.
Right. I know, like when we did it like early in the morning that one day for the gumball
Yeah.
rally, I was
Oh, yeah,
like,
that was great.
there's nobody here and we're still waiting forever for
Yeah.
this ride. Like there was one person in front of us and we were still waited there for like 10 minutes.
And we waited with the most annoying person.
Oh my gosh, yes.
I've been to this park at this
You haven't been to Tokyo yet? No.
No, I haven't.
All right, next one. I don't think you'll get it from the first review, but
You
the first
got a
review
second
was too good not to pass up. Between the wait and the show itself, this was 23 minutes of our lives we cannot get back.
Oh, no.
My mother said this ride was more painful than childbirth. Any guesses from that?
Well, I've never been through childbirth, so I can't say can say.
Torturous.
23 minutes.
23
It's a
minutes.
show.
I'm assuming that includes the wait,
I
because
want
I don't think the full experience is
Well,
20.
Tiki room?
Boy, that's brutal.
I know.
That's got chairs and air conditioning.
That hurts my soul.
All right, let's read the second
Jose
one.
is just crocked over.
All right.
Iago just burst into flames.
Cannot stand this attraction. It's boring. The song is boring, and it's definitely not worth waiting for. I've tried to like this attraction as I love Disneyland, but it's just so annoying. Despite my lack of interest in the animatronics, and whatever else you might find, here are some redeeming qualities that one might appreciate. No, we're gonna leave it at that. We're just gonna leave
Is it
it.
Pirates?
No, you had it right originally. It was
Oh,
Tiki Room.
Okay.
Wow.
Wow.
That's brutal.
No, they keep talking about the birds. I'm like, no, I can't.
You get to sit down in air conditioning.
It's like one of the
man.
greatest
And then usually you
one.
get an ice cream before
Get
you
a
go
little
in.
Dole Whip and enjoy it.
They must not have sat in the back row where you can lean
Where you
up.
actually get a.
That's
Where you sit in the back
the
row.
spot.
Yep.
Or you go in the corner, you can kind of lean your head to the side.
So this next one is a person's experience with a cast member, and they like scripted it out. So like
It's a dialogue.
it's a dialogue. So this is like I was like I have to do this one. This one's like too good.
Oh man.
The rest were all like it didn't apply to my disability. Da 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 da. That's all
yeah,
the
that's usually most of the fights you have as a cast member.
All right. I love it. This is like, since Yelp removed my review from Disneyland, I will repost it. So she reposted this prior.
She wrote it in Word before.
Probably.
She gives the name of the cast member, which I will not.
But poor Katie got slammed.
I know. I didn't realize she was going to go on a personal attack of Katie's
She can't help she's got
physical
holes.
appearance. It says, person, didn't Disneyland train you how to be a good cast member? Our conversation went like this. For how many people? Me. 3 in the front row. Are you telling me or are you asking me? In a very sarcastic voice. I'm telling you. Then wait by the shatter window. I don't even know what she's talking about because, well, I don't work at Disneyland. Me and my husband and my daughter went to number 1. Then the person had the audacity to yell at us and say, "Stay at the shatter window." Like I told you so. I've been to Disneyland so many times in the past, but this is the first I've ever had an encounter with a very rude cast member. If you don't like your job, then GTFO Disneyland. 0 out of 10 for the cast member. You're lucky I had my daughter with me, or else I probably would be yelling. I would have had a yelling match with you.
What is the shatter window?
Yeah.
That's what's got me puzzled.
Shatter.
Where would you want to be in the front?
That can fit at least 3 people.
Maybe Thunder.
Who's asking for the front row
I
in
don't
Thunder?
know.
After I read that book,
Dangerous. No,
I was
no,
like,
no,
That's
no.
a dangerous place
that's
to
the most.
be.
That's people have died in that seat. Nah, I'm good.
Pirates maybe.
There's no shattered glass.
No.
It's all wood plank.
It's pirates.
Was
It was
Whoa!
pirates.
really
You nailed it, Jackie.
window.
There is a window right there.
It's
at the
like
load.
it's at the end.
Yeah. Because you always walk. You're always facing the boats at that
You
point.
respond if the cast member was like that to you.
Did I?
How would you?
How would I?
Yeah. If the cast member was like, "Are you asking or are you telling?"
It's not something I would ever ask. To do.
No.
I don't care. But if I go, I'll be like, no, I would be my next response is like, oh, we really want to have this experience being in the front. Is it possible? I would ask. I'd be like, oh, I apologize. I would always apologize.
Yeah.
If I feel like someone's got an attitude, I'll be like, oh, I'm sorry. I want to have this magical experience with my child, and I think being in the front would be really good. Is that possible?
Yeah.
And put the game in their, in their hands, and they'd be like, oh yeah, we'll put you over here. It usually diffuses. I'm
Yeah.
always apologize if I can tell if someone's really like on edge. I've never gone off on a cast member.
Yeah.
I've only gone off once. It was at a quick service. I slammed my hand on
Right.
Were you there for that? It was
No,
at the American
you
Pavilion.
Shared it.
Yeah, I slammed my hand on it. I said, "Oi, where's my drink?"
All right, next one. When waiting in line in the evening, be very careful. Lighting is very poor, and when you're waiting in line, pretty dangerous for a Disney attraction. Please be careful with your children and for the older folk like me. Hopefully they add lighting in the waiting areas for a safer experience.
Is that Jungle Cruise?
Nope.
That one's pretty lit. Like, it's lit at night, that queue.
Could be.
Is that Thunder Mountain queue?
That's pretty dark.
It's pretty dark.
It's Thunder Mountain.
Yeah, it's
Yay.
slow. Good
Right.
job,
Good job,
Jackie.
Jackie's really good.
She knows some good disgruntled guess.
I'm like, what's dark? Thunder's kind of gets dark over there.
All right, moving on. This ride is so dark and boring and almost a little scary that all the little kids in our group did not want to go on any more rides after this. Even the teenagers came out laughing because they couldn't believe that this was considered a Disney kid-friendly ride.
Is this Pinocchio?
It is not Pinocchio.
Haunted Mansion?
Any guesses, Japheth? I have another review for it, so if you want another one, I can give you another one.
I don't know.
All right. I hated this ride, and seriously, this was a waste of time of line, and just flat out a total waste of Disneyland. It's a dark, short, and a scary ride. My son is pretty brave. He loves fast rides and roller coasters, but this ride definitely gave him the spooks. I felt so bad. I didn't know, seriously. It's a dumb ride. I don't even know why there's such a long wait. Now I know never to go here again.
I guess Haunted Mansion would be the guess I would have.
Mm-hmm.
Older than that.
Older attraction.
Mr. Toad?
Mr. Toad.
That was gonna be my guess right after Pinocchio. It sounded like Pinocchio or Mr. Toad. So.
Right.
But I thought I'd give someone else a chance.
Gave me the spooks.
All right.
It could give you
It's
spooks.
the hell scene.
I mean, you go to hell at the end. I mean,
And there's the train.
yeah. Guilty.
I'm not gonna lie, I was riding with my daughter and I was all like, how are you gonna respond to this one?
All right. Next
How
one.
did you respond?
She was fine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. This was a nice, big, long one. Okay. I hate to give a bad review to one of my favorite childhood rides. When I was younger, this was my all-time fave. I felt like I was literally taking, spoiler, I wouldn't care about the wait. I was just riding this ride the most out of all the rides in Disneyland. But on a recent trip, I had a different experience. I raved to my family how awesome this ride was, how cool it was. I was hyping this ride up for nothing. I didn't know what happened. The ride must have changed along the years. It was nothing like the ride I remembered it at all. I admit my first visit was quite a long time ago. I was a child then, but my second visit was in my older teen years, so it could have changed. So it couldn't have changed that much. Anyways, I sat next to my daughter, and she was on the tiny side. So I made sure to tighten her bars extra tight to be safe. Little did I know that's what made part of her ride uncomfortable. And all the twists and turns banging her head from side to side. I think the ride traumatized her. She felt her brain jiggle on that one. LOL.
Get jiggy with
Jiggle, jiggle, jiggle. Jiggle, jiggle, jiggle.
As for me, I felt like an epileptic's nightmare. Laser light shooting from every angle, blinding any and everyone. I don't remember there being any sound effects or music.
When did Harold the Yeti get a laser gun?
I don't know what the heck that was, but it was surely disappointing to say the least. I completely regret wasting time in line on that ride. Bring back the psychedelic. I'm going to skip that part. Play some sound effects for goodness sake.
Is that Space Mountain?
It's Space Mountain.
That was Space Mountain.
Yeah.
I saw Space Mountain because I could see your.
Oh, you can see
I can
my
see right
tab
there.
on the
That's what I was
side.
like.
When it was the lap bar.
The tiny
I
side?
didn't get that. What's the tiny side? I don't know what
Going
that is.
tiny side.
Didn't know what that was. All right, I'll try to hide it better. Sorry.
As you're reading, I was like, oh, it's Space Mountain. I'll keep my mouth shut on this one.
I
All
was
right.
like, who has 2 lap bars? I'm like, oh, space.
Tour guide is funny, but not worth the wait for me.
Jungle Cruise.
Jungle Cruise.
Not funny.
It's good when you can understand them.
I would go back and be like, I remember the days when they shot real hippos.
Yeah.
Some Yumbo Yak with a
It was
Yumbo
like Father
fries.
Yoder and I, we rode it. And I think it was at night too, and like the guy was just mumbling the whole time, and
It sounds like a cast member. It sounds like a CP. It's like, watch this. I'll mumble the whole entire time.
we're just like, don't know what you're saying.
You always hope, it's nighttime. You'll get one of the funny ones, the one that'll
Right.
push the limits.
The nighttime crew is always
Yeah.
the limit pushers.
Because
Absolutely.
the real managers are gone.
Yeah.
But we got the lazy one.
Yeah.
You got the cast member that's like, I don't want to be here anymore.
I got rejected for leaving early.
All right, here we go. Hate it, despise it, lament it, loathe it. Leave my rides alone.
Leave my rides alone. Oh. Let's change.
There's a second half to this that pretty much gives it away, but
What rides have changed? What it must be? Is it Haunted Mansion?
It's Haunted
But
Mansion.
is it the Christmas
they're
overlay?
complaining about the Christmas overlay.
Okay.
Yeah, it says
I can
this
see that.
film was overrated, has nothing to do with Disneyland, and does not belong here. Leave my rides alone. It breaks my heart that every Halloween, when I want to ride my beloved the most, it's an all crapified. It's all crapified. Leave my rides alone.
Wait, I need a T-shirt that says, "Leave my rides alone."
Stop the craftification.
I'm gonna wear that to D23.
Leave my rides alone.
All right, here we go. This one I've got 2 if you don't get it after the first one. So, we didn't know the ride was so dark and scary. I think we traumatized our 2-year-old. Thanks for the warning, Disneyland.
Oh, it must be Winnie the Pooh, right?
That one is kind of a trip.
Traumatized my 2-year-old.
It's a small world.
Nope,
No.
not Small World. Should I move on to the next review?
Is it with it?
Yeah, it's the same ride. A creepy, weird ride that reminded me of the Carney rides of the 70s.
Oh.
This would put you on Shutter Island if you were on a hallucinogenic. It kind of reminded me of a bad trip. Had to cover my 3-year-old's eyes when something happened.
She definitely cuts their kids' grapes.
No, it's
And they're
trying.
8 years old.
No, it's trying to preserve the original feel of the 1950s, but Disney, but it definitely needed an update or to be changed altogether.
I think Pinocchio.
Pinocchio.
It's Pinocchio.
Yeah.
They had to cover their eyes for the whale.
Shaking my head. People
bad.
just, why do you got to complain so
I know,
much?
right? These are fun.
Well, it's like people are complaining at how inappropriate Deadpool 3 is, and I was like, do you not realize the rating of it?
It's rated R.
And that's very generous of them to do.
Right? All right, here we go. I've heard so much about this ride and how much everyone loves it, but I just don't. It's clunky with something spoilery. It just feels like a generic ride from anywhere, not a Disney-specific ride. I wonder if they'll keep it forever for the nostalgia or if they'll update it like Tower of Terror. But to be honest, I don't know how they'd update it. It's more likely they just tear it down. It's just an old ride.
Is this Chip and Dale's?
Nope.
I'm thinking Dumbo.
No.
Newer than that. Older than Chippendales.
So that's our window.
Yep.
Dumbo, Chippendales.
Before the 90s and after the 50s.
Thinking.
I give up.
It's a big ride.
It's not the Matterhorn.
It's the Matterhorn.
Wow.
Oh, man. They don't get it.
All right. And then we're going to end on this last one. This one is very irate. Says, I never made it to the Endor moon. Robot was nice, but inexperienced and had issues getting out to spaceport.
It's his first flight. Give him a break.
And my life was threatened several times by asteroids, comets, and the Death Star.
It was a Star Destroyer, but all right.
After we landed, I felt a little lightheaded. I don't realize how hot the spaceship was and didn't feel much of the thrill. My favorite part of this experience was the chick's hair in the instructional video and the space alien taking a picture while smoking a cigar.
Is there a little tongue-in-cheek in this?
That one was definitely
That's how
a funny T-roll.
That's how we would review.
That's how we would review these attractions. I feel, this is the perfect one to end on. Like, it's just one of those things that, like, everyone's gonna have a different experience, and through your experience going to the theme parks and attractions, and it's fun to see some of these people's complaints, and some of them were very funny. A lot of them were not very appropriate.
Don't attack
Don't personally
cast members.
attack
Yeah,
people.
as I said, a lot of the complaints were like towards cast members and things like that.
Hey,
That's what made
we
things
suck.
difficult.
You suck. We all suck. All right,
Yeah.
let's move on.
Right. And so, but, it was fun kind of playing this guessing game as to what attraction do you think these people are actually complaining about. And so I thought it was a fun idea to try this out. So if you guys like that, let us know on our social medias. We might revisit this and try this again with another park.
If you don't like it, you can put a 1-star review in Yelp.
Don't do it. No, don't do that to us.
Actually,
Don't do
might
that.
put us on the map.
Don't do that.
It might get us attention if you actually review us.
It'd be like that one person that just gets negative reviews, and then everyone just gives
Just
them
dog piles.
they just dog piles on that negative review. I don't think I'm ready for it.
But give us a positive
You
review.
know you've made it in social media when you get negative reviews.
You got
We
enough
have not
hate.
made it.
We have not made it. We have got no positive or negative reviews.
We got positive.
We've gotten a couple positive.
So, but yeah, let us know what your thoughts are in our social medias, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or X. Our email is matterhornyodelers@gmail.com. And until next time, auf Wiedersehen. Thank you for joining us on this week's episode of the Matterhorn Yodelers. Please remember, before your bobsled comes to a complete stop, to follow us on Facebook and Instagram. And remember,
Remain seated, please. Permanecer sentados, por favor.